Good evening, everybody, and welcome to GrowedUpGeek Gaming here Wednesday night. We are here for the beginning of the end, One Shot Wednesdays, as tonight we present to you our newest level 20 two-part narrative, which is the answer to a question: what does a guy have to do to get his friend to stop studying for grad school and come and play Dungeons and Dragons with him? The answer is apparently write a two-part level 20 adventure so that she will come and hang out with us, and we are so glad to have her. So everybody, this is our second to last episode of this series. Next week we'll conclude this narrative, getting ready for what we will be bringing you in January. We're very excited about it. Limited campaign, high level, dragon themed, so much to like. We're so excited about it. But before we get to that, let us finish up this great show that we've had, that we've met such amazing people and had such great times, and we're going to send it off right. Before we get to our crazy level 20 adventurers, let us meet the great people behind them, starting with our guest of honor, Miss Summer, the whole reason why we're here. Thanks for coming. I'm glad that I could pull you away from a book while you're kicking ass at school. And tell us about Torga.
Yeah, I really appreciate this. It's a good reason to be pulled away from a book and writing. So Torga is not new to adventuring. She's been doing this a very long time. Used to have a group of folks that she was quite close to, that she would go adventuring with, and who enjoyed a lot of her home brews. She would make beer, whiskey, and one of her former adventuring mates betrayed her. And she had a dragon wormling she's raising and drowned that in her own. So Torga has vowed revenge against the death of this poor little dragon wormling that she was raising. And so this mountain dwarf paladin is not quite as pure as she once was, and is pretty angry.
Okay. Been referred to as Dark Torga, as if she was raised as some sort of Sith Lord. But okay, cool. Yeah, not as innocent as she seems. Got it. Yeah, you were Dark Torga before this, so it's like, I don't know how innocent you think I thought you were. You're a Vengeance Paladin too, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Totally innocent, totally the bystander subclass of the Paladins. All right, awesome. That is our guest of honor, so anything that happens in the show, you can blame her. Let's move upstairs to her significantly lesser half. I love you, buddy, but yeah, she's awesome.
It's true.
It's true. Fact. Nick, who usually brings Shakespearean references, today brought one of my favorites. Tell us about Tybalt.
Yeah, so Tybalt is a former mercenary turned folk hero. He started off as just a sellsword going around stabbing for the highest bidder, or the most medium bidder, because the highest bidder usually wants better results than he was usually apt to provide, until an event in a corrupt kingdom necessitated that he join a cause greater than himself. And in the course of picking up this cause and helping restore the kingdom to balance, etc., he took on some dark powers of his own and discovered that he wasn't even human. He was an Azamar who had fallen, and now he tries to do a little bit of good to undo a little bit of bad he used to do.
Surprise! It's like a bad Maury Povich episode. You are not the father. It is, in fact, the Celestial. Wow. Dad, you owe me a lot of Christmas presents, bro. Cool. Great. Love it. All right. Let us move over to the west coast of the overlay. Known multi-classer extraordinaire and future cast member of our show that comes after this. Raz, tell us about Lupon. Lupin?
So tonight I'll be playing Lupon. He's a rogue, sort of a gentleman thief type, more about composure and stealth than anything, up until he just barely survived an encounter with a vampire and became a Dompier.
Nice.
And now with his newfound abilities, he's become better at what he was already good at, but unfortunately has to deal with the more unfortunate urges that come along with that newfound blood.
Got it. Kind of edgy Danny Ocean, who's always hungry. Got it. Dope. Love it. All right. Last, certainly not least, somebody I've known for quite a while who I've been trying to get on this channel for just as long. My good friend Dave, who finally makes it here at the end, just before we shut the doors. Dave, tell us about Tellerik.
Hey, Tellerik. Tell for short.
Okay.
You can't tell him anything. So, hi, I'm Dave. Hey, Wilson, on the social medias, as you see above my delightful little head. I am playing Tellerik. Tellerik Melsage, who's a fully straight-through 20th level bard. He is a character I have repurposed from another campaign that was Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, for full disclosure. So he has been to hell and back, literally. He is professor and dean of extraplanar studies at the University of Baldur's Gate, where he teaches and adventures on sabbaticals with his lovely wife. And he is deeply charming, which is how he got his position. He's not the most bright intellectual, but he's good enough. And spends a lot of time roaming the dimensions and planes, looking for interesting new things, and is prone to strange behavior when encountering a new extraplanar creature, such as approaching a barbed devil and charming him into allowing him to perform various things like measurements, sizing, sexing, etc.
I'm going to get you a very nice suit. Just hold still. Taking a devil's inseam. Awesome. All right. So here we are. This is our amazing group. I'm sure they're going to make this unbelievably fun as I pull my hair out because they're so great players, and level 20 is just insane. So we'll get to that. Before we do, I'm Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social medias, host and dungeon master this evening. If you like what we do here, give us a like, follow, subscribe on any of those social medias. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube. New videos make it to YouTube Mondays and Tuesday afternoons. So check us out there, or you can always catch us live here Tuesday and Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for Eberron Tranquility's Twilight, and One Shot Wednesdays right now, eventually Dynasty of Dragons in the future. So, with that said, we present part one of our two-part season finale for One Shot Wednesdays. A narrative titled A Deal is a Deal. And we will put the guest of honor in the spotlight, or allow her to defer. Tori, do you want to go first or not?
I will defer.
We will defer. Because it's your night, you pick who you're deferring to. You call somebody out.
Raz.
Fucking knew it.
Lupon. Lupon.
Oh. All right. We'll find your page. All right. Lupon, go ahead and give us
A page.
Let me find your chapter.
well, everybody gets a page. Give me like a physical description of Lupon.
Yeah, sure. Pretty average build, I'd say. His strength comes more from the vampire blood than anything, really. Before that, he was just a fairly standard rogue type. Always well dressed, never armored. You know, got to be able to fit in with the crowd. So, if you will, just imagine a well-dressed, pale-skinned, slightly tall gentleman with a rapier at his side, and a decent number of smaller hidden blades up sleeves and things like you do.
All right, awesome. You receive a sad and ragged looking message hand delivered to you. It reads, "My dearest Lupon, you will be overjoyed to know that I have finally achieved my goal. Come to the town where we grew up, but instead of heading up to the hill to the big house, follow the sewage in the streets as it runs into the shanties. And when your heart is most sunken, you will find me there over the moon." Shit, I didn't sign it. That's what happens. It is signed.
Well, if that's what she had to do.
It is signed. Just Delmont. I imagine you'll answer and head to the town where you were born.
Yeah, no hesitation
Okay.
for Lady Belmont.
Okay. As you make your way into town, feelings of, nostalgia and for a time past, maybe even a longing for it, you instinctively turn to the large manor house that held your deepest friend on a hill above the town. One of the nicer houses in town, and your friend always stood out, always was treated better and different because of her wealth and privilege, I guess. And instead of turning, you remember the contents of the letter, and you make that hard right turn down the hill, following the trail of sewage from the nicer homes down to the muddy ground of the shanties. And as you make your way through, almost positive that this letter turned out to be some sort of hoax, from behind a wooden crate with missing slats and a tiny bit of cured hide over the top to keep the elements out, a woman in rags, covered in sores and absolutely filthy, makes her way out. She has no jewelry of any kind and looks like she hasn't bathed in months. As she comes closer with a glint of recognition in her eye, she smiles, and you notice teeth are missing, and the ones that remain are rotted and about to fall out. "Lupon, it's you! I knew you would come. Look!" And she kind of shows the alley, the muddy field with other crates and other kind of street urchins living in squalor. And in this moment, you can see, to your confusion, unbridled joy in her face as she shows off where she currently lives. I've done it. I've done it.
Certainly you would want better than this for yourself.
I'm free. Don't you understand? No expectations, nobody watching. I get to do as I please and seek the life that I've always wanted.
Of course, and that's wonderful for you, but isn't this maybe a bit too far?
I worry it might not be far enough. I still have the shelter and the amenities of town. Occasionally people think they recognize me. I would rather move to the woods and just leave it all behind.
Could you not just go to a different town, somewhere where your face isn't known, and live better than this?
Words of my family's prestige follow me everywhere I go. It wasn't until this nice man showed up on a day I was particularly sad at the manor and offered to take me away from here. Thinking it was in jest, I took him up on it. And 2 days later, I found myself here completely free. Look, I don't even have the necklace that you gave me. I sold it to have that message delivered to you.
Well, I suppose if this is what you want.
It's everything I've always wanted, the freedom. Like a deep, congested cough, and as she removes her hand, you can see a little smattering of blood that she expelled when she coughed.
But clearly you're not well. Could you not at least see a doctor?
I've never been better. What should I see a doctor for? That's the trappings of the rich. They provide cures and the causes. Here, I live as we were intended. Scraping by, survival. It's so much more fulfilling than having everything handed to me.
Well, who was this man who came to see you? Perhaps he could help me as well.
He was a traveling cleric, very charming, very good looking, and he prayed to some god I'd never heard of. And all I had to do was sign a piece of paper saying I believed in what he'd done and that it had worked.
Well, where could I find this man?
I've never seen him before, and I haven't seen him since. And if I didn't know any better, I wouldn't even believe he was real. And as she kind of stands there, she begins to really cough. And you can see, kind of doubled over in pain, sweat, eyes kind of bulging with the ferocity of the cough. And this time, a lot more blood in the hand. And as she wipes the tears from her eyes from coughing so hard. Oh, there he goes right there. Hey, thank you. This is my friend. He wants to thank you for everything you've done for me. And she starts to cough again. If you ask him nicely, he might be able to do for you what he's done for me. If you're going to go talk to him, I'm going to go lay down. Kind of hungry. And
yes, of course.
She turns around and goes back into this crate, and as you see her in it, your heart just absolutely breaks that this lifelong friend of yours from a noble and prestigious family not only is living like this, appears to have chosen this, and is unbelievably content doing so. She kind of curls up, and as best she can to try to keep the entire amount of her body inside the crate, to no avail. No matter how she lays, she probably laying in the mud or worse. You gonna chase Mr. Man?
Oh, is he leaving?
He kind of cross perpendicular to you, going down the street.
Then yes, absolutely.
Okay. As you turn around and you make your way back up the alley with the bright hope of the manor house that Lady Delmont once lived in, you hear the hacking cough continue and continue, and continue deeper, even to the point where you hear, kind of banging your head against the crate from the forcefulness of the cough. As you make your way up the alley and turn right in the direction that Lady Delma pointed you, see a man standing there, about 6'4", very slender, exceptionally well cut suit, waistcoat, tails, nice little tie, monocle, and a scroll of parchment that somehow seems to remain rigid, even though just being held with the palm of his hand. Yes, can I help you?
I was curious. Lady Delmont speaks most highly of you. What exactly is it you did for her?
I believe in the power of giving. People ask, and I give. I made an offer, she accepted, and if you've spoken with her, you can see how absolutely ecstatic she is at what she got. Would you like the same service that I provide?
I don't know of anyone in this world that gives without taking, and it's more than clear to me that you have taken something from her.
I didn't take that which she was not willing to give. There we go. And what she gave was something she was ready to be rid of. A life of expectation and eyes, gossip. She's never been free. She was Lord Delmont's daughter. Now that her father is dead, she is Lady Delmont. Her children will be Lord or Lady Delmont. She lives the same life as her ancestors hundreds of years ago. She's a prisoner in a slow-moving genealogical prison. And I have freed her from it.
What you say may be the truth, but if she continues to live like this, that life will not last much longer.
Oh no, she will surely die. I don't pretend to be anything other than a facilitator. I don't judge morality or the impact of what they ask. I provide and they accept.
Whatever it is that you've done to her, I cannot abide by it if it will end in her death. You must.
Sorry, I missed everything after you must. My internet froze.
Yeah, you do keep like freezing up for a moment or two here and there.
Yeah, my bandwidth's all over the place. Yeah, I got everything up until you must.
You must undo it.
Well, see, fancy myself something of a businessman, bound by my word. And if you would like, you may make a petition to renegotiate her deal in 2 weeks' time. Follow the sounds of regret, and you shall find others seeking their own change of terms. Beware, the number of audiences are limited, and all believe they have a just cause. Damned souls may be very dangerous. Should you wish to petition, I would tell you to head to the end of the lily pad river, and you will find the beginning. And in a very dramatic way, spins cloak out, obscuring him from view. And when the cloak kind of comes down like it would, the large, good-looking figure doesn't stand there anymore. All that remains is a charred spot on the cobblestone streets and a residual smell of sulfur. All right. Lupon, call somebody else out.
Fuck it, Summer. You get to go now. Have fun.
Alrighty then.
Should have said no give backsies. My bad. All right. Torga. Cool. Torga, go ahead and give us like a strong physical description.
Yeah. Of my person or of me?
Of your person. Oh, no, of Torga.
Yes,
Okay.
sorry. So Torga is short. She's about 3.5 feet. Pretty stocky. She is decked out in a lot of armor, and she makes lots of noise when she walks. She goes click, 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 click. And she doesn't care about anything because she knows she's strong. She knows she's going to get her way, and she just doesn't care. So she tends to be pretty blunt, and she tends to try to make friends by drinking with them and by using her famed alchemy jug to spontaneously create booze.
Like Jesus, but short. Got it. All right. Torga, you receive a letter in exquisite penmanship from your close friend Zinira. Okay, cool. Nice. Zinira. It reads, "My most supportive friend Torga, I have the most outstanding news, and it is something I must share with you in person. You'll be so proud of me. Come to my loft. Zinira." As you make your way to her loft, it's... Hold on, do I have something? It looks like the domicile of a writer. There are scrolls and parchment everywhere, broken quills, spilled ink, and a slate board on the wall with notes scribbled and circles and diagrams and all kinds of things. The Charlie, It's Always Sunny meme. And as you walk in, you notice that your usual serious writer friend, writers are weird, is just ecstatic, just over the moon excited. And she is not the serious, ambitious murder mystery novelist that you grew up with. Been your friend for a while. And she's just standing there so excited, and she holds this enormous leather-bound tome. Hold on. I have one. I'll use the notepad. I've done it. I have done it. And she hands you this massive book. As you take it, in large metallic embossed letters on the cover, hold on, there we go. The title is The Unjust Execution of Lord Braylon Easterhouse. I don't need to be a novelist. I have found my true calling, and it is this. What do you think? Are you excited? Are you proud?
Friend, I'm proud of anything. I'm proud and excited for you of anything that makes you excited. But what is this?
I was researching a novel, and the more research I did, the more I dug into this story of Lord Easterhouse, that he was wrongly convicted by the king. His family was stripped of titles, lands, their whole fortune, and now his wife and kids are living in squalor when he didn't do it. He's innocent, and this book proves it.
Okay, that's a lot of work that you've put into this.
I'm going to.
What are you going to do with it?
In just a couple of minutes, I have a meeting with the king where I'm going to present this to him, and the lady and their children, they're gonna get their lives back. They've had nothing for so long, and I'm gonna be the one to get it back for them.
Wow. That's commendable. Very commendable.
It's, making up stories to entertain is not nearly as satisfying as doing right with the quill. And she holds up this very nice quill that she's had. She's like, it's like the words, they just poured out of me. Ever since I met this literary agent who offered to help me write a book and started me with some of this documentation and kept giving it to me, all of it has proven that he knew something. This is what was meant to be. All those years wasted being a novelist. This is what I should have been doing.
How did you meet this person who's been so helpful in your new career path?
I was sitting in a cafe writing on my parchment. It attracts all kinds of people, always want to know what I'm working on. And it was if he'd known me forever. He said he'd read some of my lesser mystery stories, and he wanted me to get the credit that I deserve. And he started presenting all of these documents to me about how the king is corrupt and how Lord Easterhouse was cheated out of his birthright by a false accusation.
So I want to make sure I'm on the right page here, both literally and metaphorically for you. So the king is responsible for Mr. Easterhouse losing everything, and you're going to present this to the king?
Different king, his son, who I feel is sympathetic to a mother losing everything because of a less than reputable spouse. The former king, God rest his soul, was known to be impulsive, and we've heard that the prince was embarrassed before he took the throne. And this is his chance to make it right, and my chance to do something big.
Hey. Honey, have you fact-checked this? That doesn't...
Everything that this man presented, I found in other sources that it's absolutely it's true. Torga, I'm telling you, this is the biggest thing in the world. And she kind of scrambles around and looks. Oh man, it's getting late. I have to go. I'm so sorry. That I invited you here and I have to go. But wait for me here. When I'll be back, when I get back, we'll celebrate.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna have a drink while you're gone.
Okay.
Torga pulls out her alchemy jug.
She gathers up not only the big tome that she gave you and throws it into a bag that clearly kind of sinks on her shoulder. It's so heavy. And rushes out with an armful of parchments. And as you sit there, what'd you make in your alchemy jug?
Beer.
Beer? Okay. It's the afternoon. It's slow down. Let's wait till dark to switch to liquor.
At least she's not over there chugging mayonnaise.
Yeah, or what else? It's a gallon of mayonnaise too, right? It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Okay, it's a lot. Bro, I'm gonna make you so many fucking sandwiches with this thing. This bad boy can fit so much deli meat. As you sit there,
that's the makings of a grease spell right there.
Yeah, like this. Yeah. The alchemy jug, and like you said, the mayonnaise thing always trips me out. Be like a gallon of mayonnaise. When at 4th edition, it was like 2 quarts of mayonnaise, and people are like, "This is bullshit. You need to buff the mayonnaise quantity."
Mayonnaise creep.
Yeah, 3.5 really did it, man. So as you choose not to drink mayonnaise, good on you, and do beer instead, weirdo. This overwhelming kind of radiating heat kind of fills the room as if somebody opened a cast iron oven. And out of the corner of your eye, somebody, very tall, good-looking gentleman, well-built, well-dressed, is just standing over his back to you, kind of fingering his way through her bookshelf. It's sad about your friend. Nobody's gonna believe her. After all, she's a mystery writer who suddenly has come upon the unsolvable mystery of Lord Easterhouse. Even if it is true, what's her credibility? She writes stories about inquisitors and serial killers. Nobody's ever going to believe her. But in the end, she didn't care, and all she wanted was to write a book that would matter. It's unfortunate that it's not going to matter to anybody else but her. And he turns around. Is there anything you would like that I may be able to acquire?
I take it you're the source.
A source of many things. Slightly dubious historical anecdotes? Sure. 2-hour turnaround on a 600-page leather-bound tome? Source of that too. The source of your friend's unending pride in her fruitless accomplishment? Guilty. What is it that I may source for you?
How are you at finding people?
I can find anything. I am master of acquisitions.
And what does this master of acquisition trade in return?
Things you may not miss. Things you may not even know are there. My price is minuscule compared to what I provide. And not just physically, but emotionally. You saw her. She's not the same person she's always been. Sullen, anxious, worried about telling a good story. She's told a good story. Problem is, she thinks it's true.
We all make our own realities. But you seem to make other people's.
Perhaps.
I hesitate to let somebody else co-create my reality.
Well, this is fine. I'm sure deep in your heart, there's something that you long for, that you would be willing to pay almost anything. That simply possessing whatever it is deep down, its possession, actually physically having that thing is priceless. Look at your friend. She doesn't owe me her life. All she's given me into the world is the credibility of another wannabe writer. Insignificant in the grand scheme of her happiness.
I do have something
Ah,
that I would consider
okay.
in trade.
I am listening.
I seek a Rakshasa who goes by the name of Shade. Can you find him for me?
I am sure I can find him. And he gives you one of those kind of look at his nails, barely acknowledging your presence, giving him a little buff. I can find him. No, I will find him. If you have determined that this is truly what you want, I ask you to come seek an audience and formally petition for your inquiry. For I'm going to be honest, I'm not here for you. I'm here to check on your friend. I left my powers back in my home. But if you two seek a deal, I am always willing to make one. Seek me out in 2 weeks' time. No, damn it. At the end of the lily pad river, and you will find the beginning. Follow the sounds of regret, and you shall find others seeking deals. Beware. The number of audiences is limited, and all believe they have just cause and fair trade. The souls of the desperate can be dangerous. And just as quickly, in the blink of an eye, he's gone. There's a scorch mark on the floor and a slight air of sulfur throughout the apartment. Let's do Tellerik. Give us a physical description, please. Oops. There we go. Tellerik, go ahead.
Sorry, I heard Lark
Oh,
originally. I wasn't
sorry.
sure who it was. That's okay. So Tellerik is an older gentleman, usually dressed in scholar's robes, unless he's adventuring. And he's a bit wizened, balding, white fringe with hair around his head, a chin goatee, also white. Carries a brass-tipped walking stick and usually travels fairly light, and makes his way around either rapping students on the knees, getting their attention to learn. He is a professor at the University of Baldur's Gate and also the Dean of Extra-Dimensional Studies. He is, like I said, old, wizened, shortish, about 5'2", slim, and makes his way around with a slow grace and a charming wit.
All right. In a gap between some of your interplanar travel, you're sitting at the table with your wife as a letter arrives. You very quickly recognize it's from her brother, who writes quite frequently. And she opens it, very nonchalantly. A letter from him is not anything to take real note of. Even to the point where he writes for trivial matters. Your wife's always told him that he was very proud of his penmanship, and when he learned to write, he would write everything when they were younger. And as she casually reads it over, starts as a short gasp, leads to tears, leads to full hysterics as she screams in joy. Tellerik, the curse has been lifted. I knew it would. He finally found someone. I didn't want to tell you because I worried you'd think me foolish after all these years. But my family's bloodline is to continue, and my brother is to have a son. Isn't that great news?
Eric's blood has at this point run cold because he's dealt with enough creatures that make promises and deliver in poor ways. So he smiles, looks at his lovely wife, and says, well, I'm very pleased for him. I know how much it's meant to all of you to have this curse broken. As you know, we've been working on it for many years to try and find a way where we were close. But I am unendingly pleased. But how, pray tell, has this happened?
He doesn't say. The only thing mentioned is that he found a cleric who came by and from some deity he'd never heard of. Hold on. And she keeps kind of reading. And as she does, the light hits it that you can kind of see the reflection or the translucent nature of the parchment, and you can see the writing, and it is blocks of text just feverishly written. And as she continues down, some cleric came to their village and offered healing to all that were ill, and they went forth like they always do, you know them. And this time it worked. And he promised that it would. He even knew what was wrong with her. And it's a miracle. It's truly a miracle. And now that this curse is broken, maybe you'll think about maybe not traveling as much. You don't need to search the plains any longer. Stay home. Watch your nephew grow up. Watch him be brought into this world. After all of these years and all of this despair, our time has clearly passed. And while I do regret not having a child, seeing a nephew, somebody of my blood born into this world, will be the greatest gift I ever thought I could receive.
that is certainly wonderful news. And it will give me a good excuse to pay more attention to the students and get the funders off my back at the university. It would be a delight to spend more time with your society.
I'm so glad to hear you say that. I'm gonna pack and I'm gonna go see them, but I should be back by nightfall. And she rushes into the back room, grabs up a little satchel, just enough to get her the 5 or 6 miles to her brother's village. And as she leaves, she kisses you on the cheek. This is the happiest day of my life since we were married. I can't wait to get back and we can share in my brother's joy. And even more so than the continuation of my family, knowing that you no longer need to travel to rid us of this curse and to stay home has truly made this one of the best days of my life. And she gives you a sweet little kiss on the forehead, and like a woman much younger than her actual age bounds out of the house. And just as the door closes, it seems to open again as it would seem like she stepped out and forgot something and was coming back inside. And as the door opens, a very well-dressed pant leg can be seen sticking out past the door. A certain heat fills your house, and a slight smell of sulfur seems to blow in on the breeze. Ah, you must be the uncle. Might I offer you my congratulations on the continuation of your wife's bloodline?
Just before he says that, and as the door sort of rebounds, Tellerik will look over his shoulder and say, "You forgot your sword," as this individual comes in.
Just a well-wisher. I assure you, I have forgotten nothing, and to be honest, very rarely do. And he walks into your place as giving it no thought to the boundaries of walking into somebody's house, and just kind of goes and begins to give himself a tour as he walks around and kind of looks at everything. So this is the kind of place that somebody as powerful and as well-traveled as yourself manages, huh? Thought it'd be nicer, but, teach their own.
Yes, I've had students who've told me that they thought I'd be taller in person. It happens. You get old, you shrink a little. It's fine. So, good news travels fast, Sirrah. How do you know of the Nodell line's curse and its removal?
I am a purveyor of many things and a collector of just as many. One of the things I collect, the wants, desires, and the whims of your kind. And he says it in a slight little note of derision as he looks at his nails. And for the first time you notice they're black, like an animal, and come to a very fine point. He just kind of checks them out and gives him a little buff on his coat. And as such a purveyor, I was wondering, while I'm traveling about, may be able to offer you a service. I have helped your brother by law of his problem. As a result, your wife is over the moon at your sudden change of, shall we say, focus. Your brother by law seems to have gotten something he's wanted. Your lovely wife has gotten something she's wanted through no action of her own. I offer you not second-hand happiness, true internal happiness. What is it that I may bring to you?
It seems, because a lot of work has gone into trying to break this curse to begin with. Slim to unlikely, and I've met your kind before.
My kind. And he
Indeed.
kind of is feigns indignation.
Well, you can be indignant.
Clutches pearls.
Yes.
A lot of pearl clutching. Sorry. My kind? Excuse me, sir. I am nothing more than a provider of wants and dreams. And if a kind is to be known for such a thing, I would imagine the tone of your voice would be different. If I was a kind and you knew what kind that was, then you would know to be careful around said kind.
Indeed. I always have been. So tell me, aside from an obscurely and annoyingly vague description of yourself, what are you? Which plane do you hail from? Because as they say in some of the lower lands, y'all ain't from around here, you see.
I am not originally from here. My business brings me here quite often, for it seems your kind is always calling out to some power or another to fulfill something within themselves. And when such a call goes out and your benevolent gods decide your pleas are not worth their time or their minuscule effort to materialize your most wanton desire, my kind shows up and gives people what they want.
At a cost, no doubt.
Some more than others, never unfair and never given under duress.
No, of course not.
I hand them what they want, and the strongest soul cannot resist. Your kind is not strong enough to turn away that which you want the most. And as a result, my kind continues to thrive.
Indeed. I'm very curious which plane you hail from.
I would invite you to seek an audience. If you have questions, you, the traveler of planes, who have known my kind, you know where I'm from. If you are the traveler and the benevolent storer of information that you appear, use that stored knowledge, come and renegotiate a deal if you feel it unfair. Make a better one. Make a new one. Make one for yourself.
What deal was struck with my brother-in-law? What did he give for this boon?
His bloodline will continue without
Gift received.
without him ever seeing it. He was so concerned about the continuation of his lineage that he need not be around to enjoy it.
Interesting.
I'm not one to judge. I simply provided. He offered. I accepted. A deal was struck. And a deal is a deal. Your brother by law will not see your nephew born. If you wish, his payment is due in about 2 weeks' time. Should you want to offer something outside of the original terms, seek an audience, find the end of the lily pad river, follow the sounds of regret, and you shall find others seeking a deal or a change of terms. Beware, the number of audiences are limited, and all believe they have good cause. Damned and desperate souls can be dangerous. I will see you and your kind in 2 weeks' time. And just like that, a bright flash of light, an overwhelming sensation of sulfur smell, and a tangible hot breeze that dries your eyes and your lips, forcing you to turn away, tears in your eyes, and when you turn back, this mysterious stranger is gone.
Tellerik curses under his breath, his own hand halfway to a snap, as he was about to cast banishment, but missed his opportunity.
A disembodied voice booms in. My kind can be quick, of wit and of action. See you in 2 weeks, traveler. Tybalt, give us a physical description, please.
Sure. Tybalt is somewhat short and kind of not exactly stocky, but a little stout man. At least when he's in his normal guy form, not when he hits his anime mode. But he's stocked in some light armor. He carries around a rapier as well. He's got medium length dark hair. Tries to keep himself shaved, but of course that doesn't always work out the daily upkeep. He carries a shield and wears a dark cloak. That's pretty much all I got.
Okay. You receive a letter from your dear friend Stellaro. My brother Tybalt, I hope this message finds you well, and soon, as I just cannot contain my joy, but dare not spoil it in this letter. Come at once to my cabin. A great day is upon us. If you ever valued and loved me as a brother, you will come at once. I will see you soon. Yours in arms, Stellaro. As you make your way to your friend's cabin, usually surrounded in a very nice grove in the middle of the woods, trees, animals, foliage, sunlight, very picturesque space for a druid to live. As you walk the same path you always have to his place, for a brief moment you question whether you're going the right way. The once lush and beautiful grove that his cabin was situated in is now in a spot of noticeably dead grass, bare grounds, and dry leaves, despite not being the season for that. The trees have taken on a kind of rotted texture where the bark seems to be crumbling and the branches sag, no leaves on various parts of it. And as you walk up on the cabin, its usual kind of sod roof, also browned, missing some spots. Even looks like maybe it has been struck by lightning. There's a singe mark on the top of it. And out from the cabin, your friend Solaro makes his way out. You notice him hunched over, walking with a cane, not the powerful druid that you once knew, and with a deep cough. Tybalt, I've done it. I've cured Lucy. Well, I haven't. This cleric did. He was making his way through the woods and told me by divine prophecy that we were in need and that his God told him to help us. And he has. The wild magic is gone and she is free from ever being hunted again. I'm sorry that I'm not in better spirits. I was hoping I would be better by the time you got here. But instead, I'm just really tired. But if nothing else, I know that Lucy is free.
Starlaro, this is wonderful news. I know last time I saw you, you were still deep in the throes of this quest to help her. That's incredible providence that this cleric was just able to happen upon you through his order, his God. But what's happened to you? What's happened to your grove?
In the end, my brother, we are not immortal. Our time must come. And I, maybe sooner than most of my kind, I will meet my end. But I will do so gladly, knowing that my daughter will live a full and prosperous life without being hunted and without that sickness that made her a target. And you can see him kind of unsteady on his feet, that really putting his weight on the hand with the cane to steady himself as he begins to sway, as he just continues to cough. And with every cough, leaves fall from the trees, and you are almost certain that the grass gets a little more barren, a little drier, a little browner with every cough.
Yeah, I'll reach forward to help him steady himself. Say, my friend, let's get you back inside. I'd love to see Lucy and congratulate her on being free of this what we've come to see as a curse. Is she inside?
No, she's off in town. Her newfound freedom, she's enjoying it, and I don't want to take it from her. She's spent so long in isolation and in hiding, fearful that somebody would kidnap her for her gift. And now that she's free of it, she is truly free to live and to enjoy the things that she never has been able to. I'm sorry, Tybalt. I'm very much not feeling well. If you could help me get to my bed, and then you can go find Lucy in town and congratulate her yourself.
Of course, anything for you, my friend.
And he shuffles his feet as he walks, and very hunched over and labored steps, really putting as much weight as humanly possible on his cane. And you help him to bed. He gives a vicious coughing fit before essentially passing out. Just coughed himself out. You check his pulse. He's alive. Really labored breathing. Labored pulse. Just really tell. And as you put him to bed, you hear the falling of a branch outside, just as if it rotted off the tree. Bah!
I'll rush outside to see what the ruckus is.
Okay. As you notice this large branch that literally looks like it was rotted off. Termites, it's rotted, it's moist and kind of, runny. Just to have fallen off the tree, and standing right next to it, looking at it and looking up at the tree. Very good looking human. Man, it's amazing how this place can fall apart so quickly. This used to be a nice place.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened. It seems to have somewhat mirrored my friend's condition. He seems happy, but who are you?
I am the one who has given your friend, your brother, his happiness.
The cleric?
Of sorts. A person who, let's say, wields the power of extraordinary beings to provide that which you want the most. Your friend, very noble and true, has decided his daughter's freedom and his daughter's happiness is worth the loss of his connection to the nature. That lack of a connection, it will kill him. This grove is a reflection of how much time he has left. And he snaps off a big tree branch. I'd say about 2 weeks, give or take, maybe less. But I was coming by to see if Lucy was here and see if she wanted anything. Her father seems very happy with what he's gotten for her, and somebody who's been deprived of so much for so long surely wants something. But I'm guessing I'll go find her. She'll be in town somewhere, and I'm sure in her excitement, not thinking too clearly about the repercussions of catching up in a life that's been deprived of her all these years.
I don't like the implication of what you're telling me. I don't like. It seems like you've tricked them.
No, I didn't misrepresent anything. They gave what they've given willingly. Their reward outweighing the cost in every single case. I don't mean to be that guy, but we're doing this for a long time. Every single person is happy to pay the price for that which they want the most. Your kind is incapable of the kind of resolve that is required to put something on a pedestal for your entire short lives and to be given it just like that. For all the hard work and for how much everybody wants to earn everything, people will take what is given and give just as much in return. And if it wasn't true, I would not be as successful as I am. Your friend has given, he has given willingly, and he has given happily. His daughter, true to my word, as a deal is a deal, will go on free of her curse and live the life she had always deserved. And like any good father, he sacrificed himself for that. I see no shame. In fact, it is noble. It is what every father dreams of. The chance to lay down your life for your child. He's done so. He has embodied what your kind, at least superfluously, says they want. If those around don't like the deal that they have made, I can be open to renegotiate. I'm even accepting audiences. But if I was you, I would hurry. He snaps another branch off. Your friend doesn't have very much longer. If you can think of anything you would like for yourself, or perhaps to renegotiate on behalf of your friend, find me at the end of the lily pad river, and that's where it will all begin. Follow the sounds of regret, and you shall find others seeking a change of terms. But beware, the number of audiences are limited, and all believe they have good cause. Damned and desperate souls can be dangerous. Stiff breeze blows us through, making you shut your eyes, squint so they don't dry out. And as you open them, tears in your eyes. The dry grass is singed and smoldering as a strong scent of sulfur is carried on the stiff wind. And with that, we will go ahead and take our break now that we've done the setup. Thank you to everybody who stuck with us for that. I know that was kind of like everybody gets their minute and then everybody gets to fuck off for a while. But like I said, I hope everybody enjoyed that part. Everybody's got their little setup. It is currently 8:23 p.m. We're going to take about a 10-minute break. We will be back, and now that the setup is done, we can jump into the actual like dice rolling and monsters and shit. Thanks to everybody who's watching. Always thank you to my players for coming in and letting me indulge myself by doing these things. I appreciate you guys so much. This is so much fun to me. I love it. Thank you. Yeah. 8:23. We'll be back in about 10 minutes to jump into this thing proper. Hope to see you on the other side. Boom.
Whew.
Boom and boom. Oops. Yeah, there we go. All right. We are back from our break. Thank you for sticking with us through it. Once again, thank you to everybody who's sticking through this. Like I said, it's kind of an odd, role-playing game with emphasis on the role-playing at first, and now we are going to get into the game part. So, everybody about 2 weeks ago was met by a mysterious stranger who had provided something to somebody they cared deeply for in a manner that they may have issue with. And as a result, this mysterious purveyor of wishes, not in the spell sense, but in the deep desire sense, have been tasked with if they'd like to renegotiate their deal or perhaps provide a better one, or even perhaps make one of their own, to meet them at the end of the Lily Pad River, a noted local geographic landmark that starts with rocky rapids, and as you slowly make your way up towards the source, a mountain spring literally inside the rocks, the water becomes more and more shallow, more and more calm, and eventually flooded with lily pads and various amphibious life supported by it. It's an arduous journey. You make your way up through several kind of steep inclines, climbing the mountain, eventually to reach the more still parts of the river, and where everybody recognizes, or almost universally the locals now, it ends in this deep cave towards the top of the mountain. You find yourself, and as you make your way up the mountain that you're most familiar with, probably a way of your childhood, you make your way to the end where the lily pads are the most bountiful, and you notice 3 other adventurers very accomplished. You would recognize game kind of a situation. And you make your way to the top. And as you do so, everybody give me a perception check, please, just because I want to hear high numbers. This will beat the shit out of my level 3 show last night.
You want to hear some high numbers? How about 9?
9, hey!
It's okay. I got 29.
29.
24.
Math is not my strong point, but that I believe is 32.
32. Okay, cool. We're getting into ages of people I work with. And Torga, I got a niece. That's 9. So just to let you know where we all are in the number range. Everybody but Torga, surprisingly enough. The water is very still. It's not that babbling brook or rushing river sound. It's very still. It's very calm. It's very isolated up this high in the mountains. And echoing from the cave, reverberating off the stone walls. Lupon, Tellerik, and Tybalt, you can almost swear you hear moaning and wailing. Desperate, agonizing sounds that just continue on and on, unending, getting louder and softer, more voices joining as some die out, but continuing to just have this wailing that sounds like it is coming from within the cave. And I got to pull up the old owlbear. Okay. You find yourself on this little island along with 3 other adventurers. The rock walls narrowing to one last pool with a large rock with a tree on top of it. And in the very back, a good 80, 90 feet away from you, the mouth of the cave that you have taken to from your mysterious strangers' words, the end of the lily pad river. What would everybody like to do as you come across this rock? 3 other adventurers seemingly almost absolutely there for the same reason. The likelihood of you all just stumbling upon each other without a common purpose. Astronomically low. You've been around the block, you're adventurers. At a certain point, no such thing as coincidence. What would you like to do?
I'll give a slight nod to each of them as I meet their eyes. Not the heads up of familiar, but the head down of a, no disrespect meant by my presence kind of thing. And I'll open with what brings y'all here.
Tellerik
Save a life.
Tellerik speaks up and says, well, yes, to save a life. I'm just wondering if we aren't all here for the same reason. And the reason that cave sounds an awful lot like some things I've seen and heard of late. Tell me your stories. What brings you here?
As this gentleman said, I too am here to save a life.
Indeed. A worthy goal.
And you, fair dwarf, what are you here for?
Restore life. Yes. Restore some balance, of course. And as she says that, the dwarf is going to touch the stone and use her stone cunning sense to see if she can determine if the stone is of this plane.
as you're kind of filled with the, almost the infinite kind of extraplanar knowledge inherent in the spell, this place that you know from your childhood, probably even frolicked here in your teens, it's exactly as you remembered it, and there is no illusion. The spell does nothing more than reinforce your own familiarity by saying, yes, this is exactly the place that I've always known it to be. This spell reinforces that, not in the answer a question you didn't already know the answer to.
I suppose you've all been somewhat called here or sent here. If we're all here to save a life, to restore life, maybe we could help each other, since we seem to have and I gesture towards the cave, we seem to have a common goal, would you say?
Perhaps. I think we're dealing with devils. They're usually the ones who make deals. The only ones who usually abide by them, and usually in wicked ways like this. We do need to be on our guard and be very careful about our wits to ensure that we do not give up more than need be.
I enjoy traveling and drinking with others. I tend to make others stronger, less fearful when I'm around. I will join if you wish.
I will do whatever it takes. For the life I'm here to save is the only one I truly care about.
I know the sentiment. I'll do anything as well.
A hot breeze blows, down in your direction, following along the river. At this altitude, the breeze should be cold, especially coming off the very frigid water. But just this overwhelming warm breeze seems to come as if funneled directly out of the cave and almost meandering perfectly along the lines of the water to hit you behind these rocks that obscure at this kind of elevation above the water. And as the breeze hits you, a smell of sulfur and the moaning is like standing too close to a speaker that the vibrations even rattle through your teeth. The moaning seems to reverberate like in your mouth and in your head as these sounds of torment and agony just continue on and on, unabated, never fading, and if possible, somehow sounding more desperate the longer that they continue.
Perhaps we have more than lives to save. It sounds that there are desperate souls ahead.
Regretful, I believe.
My wife would love this.
I don't know about these souls, but if we save them on the side, then so be it. But I'm here with one purpose.
Indeed. And regardless, I have no time to waste.
You do.
And
Go make some deals.
with that, Lupon will move with almost unnatural speed and silence directly across the surface of the water to the mouth of the cave.
Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Sure.
Not bad. I mean, not bad. It's not going to work, but
That's 36.
okay. I was excited for 19 perception, and as you make your way exceptionally stealthily through the canyon and eventually to the mouth of the cave, as you pass, you notice 4 constructs flying about almost mindlessly, not on any kind of path or patrol, but just kind of flying by. And also, as you run up to the mouth of the cave, you notice that the walls that make up the entrance slightly irregularly shaped and begin to move with this hideous, almost demonic gargoyles from the abyss, probably. Who knows? Well, for this point, hellish gargoyles, as they begin to move, almost perfectly camouflaged, made of stone. And everybody roll for initiative, please.
All right. Oh my god.
You wanted to see low numbers tonight, right?
This is like golf, right? In that case, 3. I win. Boom.
I did get a 3 on the die, but luckily I have a plus 10, so 13.
Okay. I'm gonna roll all the monsters at 1 initiative just to make it easy for me and for everybody else. All right. Torga, what'd you get?
10.
10. Cool. Tellerik.
I'm surprised. I rolled a natural 20, so I got 23.
Okay. Lupon. I'm dying to know.
17.
Oh. Okay. All right. I mean, I guess I'm the only one that wants to play high level D&D. That's cool. Whatever.
You motherfucker.
I mean, whatever. You guys are all about the perception rolls. When it comes time to the actual math rocks, I don't want to go.
Hey man, it's hard to min-max initiative.
I have a 29 dex, 17.
I mean, I did min-max it, but then I rolled a 3 on the die, so there's only so much you can do.
Yeah. I think the best you can get is about 15, plus 15. Or no, plus 10.
All right. So, I think I have everybody in frame. Okay, cool. Tellerik, as Lupon takes off stealthily, literally walking on the water, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Second Jesus reference of the night. Thank you. Boom, Christmas season. You Jesus your way across the river as Torga puts a little water in her jug and touches it and makes it some wine because it's a fucking party. Hey, and the devil's here too, man. Something's going on. As you make your way, or as Lupon makes his way up, these constructs suddenly kind of come into view, and they just seem to be kind of floating around. At the bottom, they have very sharp little spikes that seem to just be kind of agitating their way through the air, while little construct metal wings keep them afloat. And as he makes his way all the way to the mouth of the cave, you notice the rocks above it shifting to these 6 winged stone shapes. And what would you like to do?
So from a an insight perspective at this distance, do these look like they're hostile or just guardians shifting to be aware that there's something coming?
They look like they are very capable of being hostile. The constructs with their sharp little knives, and not a lot of history of people using gargoyles as like a welcoming. It's usually a pineapple or a bottle of booze. You don't typically give gargoyles.
Well, you don't give, but even gargoyles get the blues.
I'm old enough to have watched the cartoon, so I don't want to go down that route. I'm too old to have watched the cartoon. I don't want to go down that route because people love that fucking show, and I don't want to hear it.
They're doing a remake, apparently.
I mean, probably.
But
everybody's out of ideas.
yeah, that's true. I will. I'm going to hold an Eldritch Blast until I see that they're actually actively attacking.
Okay. Lupon, what would you like to do at the mouth of the cave? The breeze coming out of the cave is such that, like in a windstorm, it's one of those where you could lean forward and have the wind support your weight. It's just blowing the sound of tortured souls so loud that you wonder how everybody in the world doesn't hear them.
Yeah, no wonder they didn't hear me.
God, keep it down. People are sneaking up on us. Shh.
And so these creatures are just there around the mouth of the cave, or have they started stirring?
They are definitely stirring as you got closer. Their kind of camouflage becoming a little less, committed to alert you to their presence. And as you get closer, you see 6 glowing red sets of eyes, all staring down from their perches at you.
Very unfortunate for them. Don't appreciate ambushes. Manny.
Bro, you literally snuck up on like somebody like 2 towns over, man. It's not their fault.
Like you weren't planning this from the beginning.
It was supposed to be
whatever.
It was supposed to be slower. You guys are supposed to like trepidatiously make your way into the canyon. 2 constructs. Oh, look, construct's done. Hey, we're almost to the cave. Oh shit, gargoyles. Yeah, or we could just jump to the end.
Hey man, when your move speed is 55 feet. fucking Dompier, man. Dompier rogue. Alright. Well, what's up?
I imagine you can climb on walls and stuff. That's a damn fair thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I just walk on walls.
Yeah. Is Spider-Man grounded? For anybody who saw that trailer. No.
So.
God, you guys.
Yeah, fuck. You know what? Screw it. I just walk up right up to him. A little upset. Just want to get this shit over with. I got business to attend to. Stab one of them in the face recklessly.
Okay.
That is a 30.
Yes.
You asked for big numbers. I'm
There we go.
here to supply.
I'm about to do the dad from Incredibles. Does a 29 hit?
All right. So, because of the advantage, that's going to be a sneak attack. So that's 51 damage, piercing,
Nice.
magical.
I like 51. Okay.
51.
All right. Doing the head math's a lot harder with bigger numbers. It's a lot easier with like 13 and 22. Okay. So you with your magical rapier, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Your dashing, charming self. Han Solo
very
with sword.
much so.
Like I said, Daniel Ocean. You reach out as you pierce this seemingly stone. It gives way, and as it does, like a fissure opens up, and what appears to be molten rock inside can be seen. and a sharp escape of an odor of sulfur.
Gross. And then with my bonus action, I'll use my sudden strike ability to sneak attack the guy next to him too.
The one to the right?
In my head, the one to the right was the one I'd already attacked.
Okay.
But
So,
either way.
No, it's fine.
I don't think it makes a difference.
It probably doesn't, but for my own math, probably.
And that's a 29 to hit.
Yes.
And that is 39 damage.
All right. Same thing. Your piercing rapier causes like a fissure to open up, and even when you withdraw it, it stays open. It looks like the crack in a volcano, and it smells like rotten eggs.
And then I'll retreat somewhat, realizing that, oh shit, maybe outnumbered a little bit. But I bet they're slower than me.
1, 2, 3. All right. Okay. That's it. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. The constructs not liking to be walked by twice without noticing. It's kind of their job. These will make their way over.
Can't believe they're trying to blame me, because they suck at their job.
Look, mate. You made them look bad, man. They don't dig that. I'm not even gonna try. So those two are going to miss. They get multi-tech. Yes, they do. That's also not going to get it done. So they suck at 2 aspects of their job. These
Fine shame.
other 2 are going to make their way over. Ooh, a 28 probably hits, yeah?
Yeah.
All
sure.
right, cool. Did something. Woo! 5, 9, 14. You're going to take 19 slashing damage as it slashes at you with one of its kind of appendages. And then that's those for them. All right. The gargoyles are going to stay put on their perch. And that will be it for the monster's turn. And Tybalt, it is up to you. Hold on. Tellerik, are you satisfied that they are hostile?
That's all I was waiting for.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm gonna loose an Eldritch Blast volley at the one that's directly south of our fellow here. So let's see. That's a natural 20. That's a 19. That's a 15, and that's a 12, and all of those are plus 15, so I'm pretty sure all those hit.
Yes.
Because that ranges anywhere from 27 to something disgusting.
Yeah, it's fine.
And the damage...
You don't gotta show me up, man.
Yeah, well, the damage won't, that's for sure. That really sucks. That's a total of 13 damage from 4 hits. Great when you roll 2, 2, 3, 6 on D10s.
How much was it? 18? 13. Okay.
13.
All right. So that's going to be
terrible damage rolls.
That's going to be your held action. Monster's gone. Tybalt, you are next.
All right. I'm going to be very careful with my amount of movements, but seeing my new, I wouldn't say friend, even associate, but compadre.
He of common purpose.
Yeah. I'll activate my winged boots, and I will draw my rapier, and I will soar forward. Let me count on. Double check the distances. Yep. Okay, so I'm only gonna be able to hit one of them. So I will bonus action dash to get to him. Oh, lost the owlbear. And I will fly forward. And I'll yell at this machine-looking thing, "Your quarrel's with me." And I will hit him with a booming blade.
Okay.
That'll be a 32 to hit.
Yes.
And since swashbuckler, sneak attack 27, so that'll be an initial damage of 40. And with the boom, it will be another 17, so 57 damage total.
Okay.
And then I'll use my last 5 feet of movement to back up and dare it to come at me, bro.
As it does, it turns to you, and if you were to kind of envision it like a creature, the facing you, and then the kind of way the arms dangle, it comes up and kind of appears to bite his thumb at you, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
I do bite my thumb at you,
Manny.
sir. And it stands there as you back up. Is that it for your turn? Dude, I had to do it. I just had to.
You did, and I'm glad you did.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Okay. Torga.
Oh, but he will be wrapped in thunderous energy.
Okay. So he might bite his thumb off at you, sir. Got it. Boop. Oh, fuck. Shit. Torga, the deal maker, or at least the apparent deal maker at this point in the narrative. Get out of my way, losers. I got something I want.
So Torga is gonna come clumping through the water and get a little bit closer.
Okay.
And she is going to, on number 3,
All right.
cast Pull the Dead,
Okay.
which is a cantrip with a 19 wisdom saving throw.
I wonder how wise constructs are. Oh! Yeah, no. Ooh! Yes! The only thing I could roll to actually pass. Nat 20.
Okay, then.
Shit.
So that does nothing. And Torga's gonna get a little irritated and start getting ready to bum rush and do the real damage in the future.
Okay.
And end her turn.
All right. I'm guessing by size you're going to be in like a little bit of waist deep water as you kind of chunk along like an angry little toaster, making your way through the water. All right. Back to the top. Tellerik. These constructs who are shitty at their job but also well versed in the bard Willie Shakes, attacking Lupon, and the gargoyles seemingly just kind of chilling.
All right. So they're all still up, obviously. I will take the opportunity to throw some Eldritch Blasts in at the direction of the southernmost construct again.
Okay.
And I'll just, I guess we'll just roll them one at a time and see where it flies in case it actually drops before I'm done. Probably won't. The first shot is a 31.
Yep.
8 damage. Second shot is a 29.
Yep.
7 damage. Third shot is, okay, that's 26.
To hit, yes.
Yes. That's 10. I'm giving you a break here, Manny. Low numbers.
No, it's fine.
Not these paladins with these big booming blades. Just a little guy. That's a 7 plus 15 is 22. I assume that hits as well.
I watch a lot of Coco Melon with the tortoise in the hair. Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah. 8 points of damage.
All
All
right.
force damage.
All right. As you smash into this construct, it becomes like dinged and dented, like a shopping cart in a parking lot. It kind of flutters around. The others still kind of intent, at least of pestering Lupon, their arms kind of sharply stabbing in his general direction. And speaking of, Lupon, it is your turn.
Just a quick point on movement. I'm going to take a running leap and just try to get over this little gap here in between the island and the rocky outcropping and land and sort of make my way very painfully up the very edge, trying not to get in the water.
Okay. I got new shoes, man.
Ain't new no more.
He's a dignified old man. He doesn't like getting his shoes wet.
I mean, fair. I'm not a dignified...
The ring of water walking is for.
I'm not a dignified old man, and I hate getting my feet wet, so I feel you. All right, Lupon, what do you want to do surrounded by these constructs, but your newfound common cause allies, at least, most of them, coming up, doing their best, not leaving you to die?
All right. Let's make first stab at, what's that, number 3?
Yeah, the most southern one.
Mm. That's crit.
Okay.
All right, that is a lot of math rocks.
Good chunk. Monitor falls over. What happened? I broke my table.
Oh man, the computer did not like that one. There we go. That'll be 81 damage.
Okay. How do you dispatch of this taunting construct by quite a bit?
Well, probably just a quick skewering and then flick it off the blade so that I can proceed to make an attack against a different one. No time for these silly constructs.
It lands in the water with like a perfect piercing wound straight through the center, like you were skewering a corn dog. And as it hits the water, that's right. As it hits the water almost begins to flash boil. Just psh, and in the, vigor of the water bubbling and the vapor, the construct doesn't sink. It seems to disappear, whether enveloped by the steam or through magical means, you don't know. All right, what else you got?
All right, we'll make a sudden strike against number 1.
Okay.
And that is a 30 to
Yes.
hit. And that is 48 damage. Magical piercing.
Which one? Number 1?
Number 1.
Okay, 48. Hold on, this is where the math gets hard for me. I got it. Woo! I can do math. All right, you pierce this thing, and having seen what happened to one when they're dispatched, you notice no radiant heat. Doesn't seem like this metallic ball of fire and knives and John Leguizamo references. It is simply a machine crafted to do a purpose right now. What else you got?
No, that's me.
Cool. All right. It is the monster's turn. They are all going to take shots since they don't like... Ooh, some of these are going to hit. 19, 22, 28.
All at me?
Yeah.
22 and 28.
Okay. You're going to take 42 points of slashing damage as the arm blades just chomp at you.
Ow.
Like kindergartners fighting, but with knives. Gargoyles still chilling, just looking menacing, gothic as fuck. That's it for the monsters. Tybalt, back to you.
Quickly. The monsters ended their turn, right?
Yes.
All right, then with my skirmisher ability, I will move at the end of their turn because they ended too close to me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna climb up the rock wall here.
Vertically too. I'm not gonna climb it. I'm gonna walk up it.
Yeah, just like you do.
The Adam West Batman. Got it. No rope. All right. You're going to effortlessly climb as these constructs, unable to kind of move in a more vertical sense, just kind of helplessly slash away as you just all your way up to the top. All right, cool. Tybalt.
All right. I'll look a little bit confused by the strange man's ability to walk up, but then thinking my boots aren't that much less impressive, I will, with my sword and elbow, I'll bite my thumb at the dead construct, and then I will fly around to flank this guy, and I will make a booming blade attack.
All right.
Donde está? All right, here we go. So that will be a 24.
Yes.
With Rakish Audacity, would be 20. Oh, that's pretty low. 27, 37, 38 damage from the sneak attack, and then another 18 from the boom. 7, 37, 47. So it's, I think 56 is what I got. And then as a bonus action, using my illusionist bracers, I will booming blade it again.
Okay. And another thing.
Oh, 18?
Yes, actually, just so.
Okay. And so that'll be 15 damage. No sneak attack this time, but the booming energy again. So that'll be another total for this attack, 31 damage. And then I will continue on. I will fly back and land up on top of these rocks. And again, try to dare it to come at me, bro. And it'll be wrapped in booming energy, and that'll end my turn.
All right.
Manny, did you say their AC was 18?
Yeah.
It just occurred to me, I roll with advantage. Both of those dice would have to be a natural 1 for me to miss.
Yeah, we're at this point in the adventure, we're surviving on action economy by a ton of little things.
Well, we're gonna break the bank.
Yeah, we'll see. I learned a little bit something last week.
Good.
That's
Good.
the scariest thing he's ever said.
I know.
I
It's
know.
terrifying that I've learned anything. I would imagine that's terrifying to the world. Look, we really get by on him just being dumb
In
as
a
shit.
good way.
We get by on him being dumb as shit. So if he's learning something, we could all be in trouble. All right. Yes. So So basically, you're just rolling to crit, right? Because no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
all right.
much.
Cool. I have had an adventure where I had 3 monsters who could not break their saving throws unless they rolled like a 26. And I'm a hell of a dungeon master. I do not have a D30.
Yeah.
So needless to say, I was like, cool. I
Loser.
guess I'll just stand here while you guys just wail on this thing and then move on to the next thing, which you're gonna wail on.
I have seen one, by the way, a D30. It was the size of a tennis ball.
I want the ones that like operate like on a fluid on the inside, so no matter what, like the ball seems to be like whatever, and then the numbers on the inside roll with it like a spherical magic 8 ball. Look cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Not sure it works. It seems kind of dicey.
Oh
Thanks.
no.
Thanks.
Ow.
Good night, y'all. We're out. I gotta go on that one. All right, Torga. You've seen one of your compatriots climb a rock face. One of them kind of float backwards. I feel like in a non-backflip Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi to the catwalk when fighting Vader. Sorry. Tellerik's making his way like cautiously along the edge of the rocks like Lord of the Rings. And you're splashing through waist-deep water.
Yes.
Go for it.
So I am going to continue on my splashing journey over to number 4.
Okay.
And I'm going to take my battle axe and wail at him.
Get him.
Get him.
21 hits.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Fabulous. And I get an improved. Sorry, one quick second. I've got to confirm something.
You get level 20. Level 20 math is hard.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so I do get that. So
Nice.
I am going to do 16 damage.
Okay. To number 4. All right.
And I am going to taunt him. You weak little thing. You should go back to where you came from. And end my turn.
Okay. You taking a more literary way of biting your thumb, and it is going to give you with the edge of its knife, maybe even a little underside brush in a backhanded manner. All right. Tellerik, back up at the top as you kind of clutch to the wall, trying not to get wet. You wore your good socks today.
Indeed. He always wears his good socks because you need good socks. Otherwise, who knows what's going to happen when someone loots your body.
Always wear clean socks in case you end up in an accident. Yes, Mom.
Exactly. I'm going to move up along here. Boom, boom. But there we'll do 10 feet up. And I'll target the westernmost constructs.
Okay.
And start shooting with the old Eldritch Blast again.
The classic EB. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. Well, it's odd for a bard, but what the hey. So that's probably hit. That's 15 plus 15 is 30.
Yes.
Here we go. Damage roll of the night. 1 point of damage.
Oh, man.
I know. 31 to hit. 8 points of damage. And 29 to hit. 9 points of damage. That's 3. And the fourth one is 28 to hit. And 2 damage. Yay.
As the relentless onslaught of Eldritch Blast just batters this, kind of knocking it from side to side. It kind of, spirals as if lost a gyroscope, crashes into the water, creating this large, bubbling, violent flash boil of the water, huge gasp of steam. And as it settles, no corpse remains of the construct can be found, as it too falls, in fact singeing lily pads on its way down. All right, anything else?
That's it for me right now.
Awesome. Lupon, are you standing like in a normal like orientation, or are you just kind of standing there like chilling Spider-Man style?
Oh yeah, no, I'm absolutely horizontal.
Okay.
Like,
But, yeah, I just wanted to hear you say it. My man.
yeah, I can walk on water.
I'm gonna
walls,
stab
ceilings. Yeah, just freaking lunge right out. To me, it's above my head, even though we're at the same level. It doesn't matter. Gravity is meaningless.
It's a construct.
Just like life.
Yeah. I roll a 16 to stay put. Nailed it. Not floating away.
All right, that's a 35 to
Yes.
hit. Yeah. Thought that might get the job done. For 44.
Nice.
And what do we do here? I will go back into the middle of these two annoying pricks, and kind of frustrated that it's taking so long to dispatch them. I will enter a rage.
Okay.
And that's
Really
it.
fucking bad.
I was in a hurry, and this is taking a long time.
This toll booth sucks. God hell. Should be more efficient about getting people here. All right. The monsters' turns. The two constructs are going to slash at you. Is it 21 hit?
Just barely, yeah.
Ooh, nice. 9, 15. You're going to take 20 slashing damage.
I'm too angry to take 20, so I'll take 10.
You'll take 10. Speaking of deals, I'll give you 10. Take it. All right, so that's
Each,
that.
baby.
Yeah. Best I could do is 350. All right, so that's going to be the monster's turn. Gargoyles still chilling. The wails of the damned souls or the tortured souls that you hear emanating from the cave are supplemented by what sounds like heavy, thundering footprints reverberating through the cave and splashing in the shallow water as it disappears into the darkness. Tybalt.
All right. Oh, thank fuck. Okay. So I will kind of look over at the gargoyles and like squint my eyes like they're next, because I too am getting frustrated with this. So I will fly towards them, and at the last second, I will turn, and I will come hit this guy, this time with a green flame blade.
Okay.
Let's click on one. Oh, there we go. There we go. Does a nat 20 with plus 13 for a 33 hit?
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, come on.
I know. All right. So this is going to take a minute. So 19 for the regular damage.
Okay.
Sneak attack damage will be a total of 50. And then the green flame, let's see, 3, 8, 17 plus, because it critted, 14. And then a burst of green flame will arc off of it and hit the one next to it.
Sorry.
Yes.
So, all right. Is that all the damage on number 2?
No,
Okay.
I have only begun. I'm almost halfway done.
I have.
Is it all the damage for this attack again?
Yeah.
That's number 2.
I only have begun to defile myself.
Yes, it is actually. All the damage are done. Oh, so it was regular magical piercing damage for the sneak and the regular, and then the secondary, the 17 and the 14 are fire damage.
Okay. All right.
And
I'm
then-
caught up with all that.
And then arcing off of it will be another 15 damage, fire damage against the one next to it, number 4.
Okay. All right. Cool. Math. Got it.
And then as a bonus action,
Okay.
I will hit it with another green flame blade.
Okay. Which one? 2 or 4?
2, the one right next to me. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll hit. That'll be a 19 to hit.
Just barely.
No sneak attack.
Thought you said
That'll
you were in a
be
hurry.
yeah. That'll be 15 magical piercing damage on that.
Okay.
And then the green flame blade will hit it for 14 fire damage.
Okay.
And then the flame will arc off of it and hit the other one for 19 fire damage.
Okay. Wow, that hurt.
Good.
Are you done?
that. Oh, and then I'll back off 5 feet.
Okay. I was like, fuck, man, what else? God, that hurt. Okay.
No, I'll stay right up in its face.
It's fine.
And then on my turn.
I would have been an accountant if I wanted to do math like this. Torga, you've got the one in between Lupon and Tybalt, very much not doing well. Looks like it's about to fall into the river and create a little splashy splash and bubble. And number 4, right in front of you, not looking great, but these little bastards are pretty resilient and frustrating, apparently. They tanky. They're the forged clerics of Sentinels.
So Torga is going to be a little disappointed that he didn't come after her like she wanted. So she's going to go after him instead with a 30 to hit. And a 16 damage.
Okay.
And I assume that he might be looking a little more rough, but still is not down for the count with that. Is that accurate?
It is.
And so she is going to hack at him again with a nat 20.
Okay.
Bye. Nice knowing ya. Don't come back.
Who's about to make soup?
And she is going to cast her favorite.
Is it Smitey Smite time?
It is the Smitey time.
Yeah.
Don't forget to double your improved Divine Smite.
Yes, thank you.
You have to roll so many dice right now.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I'm gonna chill out because I was like, just regular improved.
It's gonna be a minute.
Improved Divine Smite. Thank God this isn't an undead or fiend. I thought these like literally the only constructs probably in the whole thing, or else you'd be rolling dice till tomorrow. Hey, I gotta go to work, y'all. Hit me up in the Discord with how much damage you've done. Pick this up.
This is the first time I've ever played a rogue this high level. Critting when your sneak attack is 9d6. Oh my god.
I literally don't own that much dice, y'all.
I know. I had to use the computer. There's no way in hell I can find that many d6.
Shadowrun, player.
I'd have to like I'd have to bust open like Yahtzee and shit. Like just go look.
35.
How much? All right. Go ahead in your anger and your determination to put this flying, stabby, slashy lunchbox with Willie Shakes references down. What does your attack look like?
She has a battle axe that is forged, and the edge is still somehow red from the forging. And in a blur of red, you see rending straight through the middle of the flying stabby lunchbox.
Does like the anime glowing line appear as it looks like it stays put and then... So 2 halves fall in, creating 2 big, violent, bubbling reactions of water as they create the cloud of steam and disappear with no trace left behind. And as the sound of the water boiling subsides, the thundering footprints and the splashing water become louder than the desperate moans of the souls of the damned as a large, horned infernal makes its way out, splashing, hearing the water sizzling as it steps around it, almost a cloud, a meteorological event, as it creates steam out of this cold water, and it condenses, so it's like got like its own little cloud as it walks up. My master inviting you here does not grant you liberty to come traipsing through my domain. it says. I had more, but I didn't. It's like, I don't have anything. All right. It's going to just appear. Tellerik, it is you. You have the one construct still remaining. It's sputtering and kind of, go home construct, you're drunk. And then this rather large, horned with a skull mask pops out of the cave into the water. What would you like to do?
Is it identifiable as an infernal being?
Yes.
Okay. Tellerik's just going to look at it with a slight amount of contempt and cast banishment.
Okay.
I need a charisma saving throw, DC 23.
I identify it as ugly.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. All right, I need a 23.
Yep.
All right. The good news is I can succeed on this. The bad news is
you won't.
I have literally a 5% chance of doing so. And no, that is a big 11.
He's gone. Return to his home plane.
Yeah.
Thanks for dropping by. Don't let the door hit you in the ass.
And Tellerik will hobble up a little further up the coast here. Sorry. Not sorry.
No.
That's okay.
That's it for me.
Guy was talking
Yeah,
too big for my liking.
you're damn right. You're damn right. That's it for you.
No ticket.
Yeah. Your turn's over with. Yeah, I just threw you out of the blimp window. All right. So the large devil that came out to protest you making your way through their domain on the way to your quarry. Dave, go ahead and tell me what it looks like when he stands there all big and imposing one moment and then is gone the next.
Well, Tellerik has this beautiful drum that he got from somewhere that he carries with him everywhere. And he just plays a jaunty little tune on it, looks at this creature, dismisses him with a wave of his hand and says, "Begone," and in a flash of purple energy and a bit of smoke, poof, he's gone in a rather anticlimactic manner. Snap of air around it. The water calms around it where it was, and there is nothing there anymore. Tellerik just smiles to himself and hobbles his way up the edge of the end of this river to the appointed date so that he can help save some people.
Anticlimactic. Couldn't say it better myself. Awesome. No, you are done. I'm not asking.
I am done. That's it.
I'm not asking. You're done. Lupon. Suddenly, one lowly little go home you're drunk construct remains.
Yeah, I mean,
I
shish
guess.
kebab.
I guess I'll stab it. I don't know.
Let's see if I miss. That would be exciting.
A 1?
I rolled a
They would
0.
both have
Wow.
to be ones.
Wow, what a chance.
27. So not this time.
Yeah, no.
I honestly would be kind of excited to see this character miss now that I know.
If for no other reason than simply the mathematical improbability of it happening.
Yeah. Speaking of mathematical probability, wow, that's garbage damage.
I'm willing to bet that
Wow.
whatever it is.
33.
Yes, by quite a bit. So go ahead.
Falls to pieces.
Go ahead and describe how you take this construct down as it falls into the water once again, creating a flash boil. Steam cloud that was supposed to foreshadow the boss of this encounter, but no longer exists. So it's just steamy now. Yeah, go.
Maybe we'll see him later when we go to hell. Who knows? Yeah, just again a quick, right up the the construct bunghole and flick him into the water out of my sight. I have business elsewhere.
They're like the magical creature in Shang-Chi. There's not really like a north and a south end. They're just kind of ambidirectional. Yeah, they go both directions.
They swing both ways.
They walk both ways. And as all this happens, including the very brief cameo of the Underdevil in this scene, the gargoyles, ever vigilant, ever the sentinel, stand observing, never moving, their eyes only following movement of the party. Right.
And I will challenge them to follow my movement as I stab that one in the face.
Okay. I guess I can number these. 6.
That works too.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, number 6. Hey, buddy, I'm back. Stab.
Remember me?
Hello.
That's a crit.
Okay.
Follow this.
All right.
God, now I gotta click this 18 times again.
Fucking advantage.
Yeah, man, reckless attack.
Yeah.
It's dirty on this.
No shit.
All right, there we go. And now my computer will chug to a fucking halt for a second, and we will deal 86 magical piercing damage.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, what are you mining cryptocurrency over there with how much energy it's using? You're like, yo, dog, your lights look like they're going dim. Yeah. I mean, as you like violently stab this with an express purpose, another fissure opens up, and as it does, in the same way that magma cools and forms like a different rock, this this molten rock spewing out of the yet another fissure turn it back into stone, and it once again takes its place as more decoration than foe.
You know, it's rude to stare.
All right, what else?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
Do you want more?
I mean, I don't know, man.
Action search now.
I don't know. Yeah, I was like, I multi-classed into something else. All right. It's the monster's turn. The gargoyles still ever vigilant, perfectly still, glowing red eyes, looking out down river, and that's going to be it for them. Tybalt.
Yeah, I don't like the way they're staring either, so...
Yeah, I was expecting more of the flying and the clawing and...
Yeah, and the stabby with the violence and such.
They might need a master who...
Oh, is that the case?
Who...
Oh, this is awkward.
Gestures vaguely about...
I see, yeah.
It was going to be very wicked.
Apparently,
it was going to be very Wicked Witch of the West, fly my pretties, and then they were going to fuck off and swarm all of you. Now it's just like they're just rocks and chilling.
What you're telling me is that Tellerik just fucking blooped the remote control to hell.
Nice.
Unfortunately, you are out of range.
Speaking of chugging to a halt, hell stopped rendering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, I will just target number 1.
Okay.
Also an Eldritch Blast. 2 sets of them.
Everybody brought Eldritch Blast.
Not me. I cast Stab.
I cast Stab at 20th level.
The first one's let's see. I'll just. first one's a 30.
Yes.
Second one's a 15.
Yes.
Third one's a 29.
Yes.
And fourth one is a... Oh, God. Hold on. Because one of them was a nat 1. Now I don't know how many I clicked. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the fourth one was a 13. So
Okay,
with a nat 1.
The 13
so that one
misses.
definitely doesn't hit. But the 15 and up hits?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll just go ahead and do the damage for those 3. That's 10, 13, and 15.
Okay. You smash this thing with
just
3
pew, pew, pew.
out of 4 Eldritch Blasts, and hitting it every time, it seems to dent and creates almost like a... Like the... Wow, it's like, God, just watch volcano stuff for this. Like the lava pool at the top of a volcano.
Magma.
Yeah, I was like, there's technical like volcano
Liquid
terms
hot magma.
I wanted to use to be impressive, and now it's all escaped me. And they hit, and just light pours out, and the smell of sulfur can be like noticed even from your distance. All right, what else?
And that's a bonus action. I'll do it again.
Okay.
I'll fucking do it again. That'd be a 29,
Yes.
a 23,
Yes.
25.
C.
Oh, God, and another nat 1.
Yeah. There you go. Sorry.
That will only be...
Hey, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. You get into the Hall of Fame with that.
3 damage set of blasts. For a grand total of that, for that turn, of 71. Force, if it matters.
Okay. It's way dead. I lost complete track. All right. We even get
I just
animation.
machine gun it.
It too fades, becomes enveloped by the molten rock from within, returning it to a stationary statue, like gargoyle. I was like, what's a gargoyle face? Gargoyle face.
And that'll end my turn.
All right. Torga, you've got 4 angry ornaments perched atop the cave room door, asking, will you pass? They reply, nevermore. It's your turn.
I am going to throw a javelin at number 5.
Okay. Because fuck that one in particular.
Yes. Yes, that. And go. Does a 15 hit?
15 does.
Fabulous. Okay. So I will do 11 damage to number 5.
Okay.
And do I notice if he's kind of looking a little hurt? I noticed he disappeared.
Your javelin's going to go clear through it.
Okay.
Like the chick in the Macintosh commercial, you're just going to heave that thing and it's going to smash right into the chest of the gargoyle. The open wound is just going to pour out molten rock and make it gargoyle face. Return to its more kind of decorative purpose.
Okay.
All right.
So then, since I cannot attack number 5 again,
I'm able to
since he is truly stoned, I'm going to attack number 4 next.
4.
With an 18 to hit.
Yes.
And 7 damage.
All right. You chucked another sticky boy at it.
Yes.
All right.
Another javelin.
It's gonna, kind of go right through, in and out, and as it does so, molten rock's gonna pour out the motif. All right. What else you got?
that is it.
Okay, back to the top. Mr. Banisher, anything else you want to do to ruin my fun? I'm not challenging you. I'm just being salty. Please don't please don't hurt me.
Manny, is this better or worse than Peace Domain Boss?
It's not completely out of the blue. Plus, you guys just skipped combat there. Like, here, we just did it kind of out of order. You guys were just like, no, man, let's talk this out. Like, dog, for real? I'm going to talk this out.
Three phases.
This isn't
How dare you bring peace to the mountain of peace?
Yeah, no, you're supposed to, like, do peace by force. That was the point. It was the irony of it. Instead, you guys were like, yeah, let's talk this out. Shit, okay, fine, yay.
Yay.
Tellerik, 3 decorative, kind of
Decorative
house cats, non-decorative house cats at this point, just sitting in a windowsill, looking out the window. Remain. Number 3, not doing so well.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I'll Eldritch Blast number 3 then.
All right.
That's 20.
Yes.
I'm not going to reach down for that die because it landed on the floor. That's 6 damage. That's 30. 2 damage. 25. 9.
Ooh.
And the last one is 32 to hit and 8 damage.
All right. Your just artillery fire barrage of Eldritch Blast pelts them. Welts begin to form. Molten lava pours out.
That's a type of lava.
Sulfur. Yeah, and 3 and 4 both not looking good now. 2, not that it matters because they're stone and somewhat inanimate. Still looking fine. No cracks, no fissures. Just looking like a moving piece of stone. All right. What else you got aside from the Eldritch Blasty Boys? That's it?
That's it. That's it, son.
All right. Lupon. 3 and 4, not looking good. Number 2 kind of feels left out.
Okay, I'll do something about that since you asked so nice.
Right. Did
All
I
right,
ask?
I'll stab number 2 first.
Is that a question?
That's what I heard was, hey, kill number 2. He's being left out.
Was that a question?
All right, so that's a 29 to hit.
Yes.
For 46 damage.
Okay.
No longer left out. Everything's good.
It is very much not left out, and it is just covered like somebody dumped molten rock on it, entirely enveloped and about to change back to its natural state, were it not for one little finger that still seems to be moving.
That's fine. Someone else will blow off his finger.
Is it a thumb? Is it stuck in his mouth?
Gonna use the other stab on number 3.
Okay. Number 2 would much rather prefer to be lonely right now.
And that one's a crit.
God damn, 36.
All right. Slow down. Don't hurt yourself.
I don't even need to roll these because I know it's dead, but,
18d6, Jesus.
All right, so that's 81 damage.
Yeah, it died twice. It went full circle of life. Elton John got to the crescendo. It came back. You stabbed it again, and the elephant starts stamping through the savannah. Cool. Which one was that? 2 you beat.
That was 3.
That was 3. Okay. So we're now down to 2 gargoyles.
And following that, realizing this is basically over, and they're not even really doing anything, and this is a waste of time. He's just going to drop down and go into the cave, like 30 feet.
Okay. You make your way into the cave. The loud screams and agonizing wails of the damned souls fill. As you descend down deeper into the mountain, the temperature gets hotter, and at no point are you enveloped in any sort of darkness. This radiant orange and red light forever in front of you as you go deeper and deeper into the mountains. The wails and the screams becoming so loud that they become almost just piercing in not only your ears, but to the center of your mind. Just absolutely strumming that feeling of empathy and of sympathy, that to know that these souls are suffering like they are, you still continue down and continue down. And before too long, the heat becomes almost entirely overwhelming, and the narrow cavern opens up into a gigantic space. A river of lava appears. I guess we'll go ahead and do it. Boom.
Alright, I guess the other ones are dead.
A
GG.
A river of lava. Okay. Get it all in there.
Whoa.
Perfect. A river of lava and two pools of lava appear. A bridge over the lava to a flaming horned skull gateway, sealed by what appear to be the actual fires of hell, preventing any passage past the bridge. On top of these out-jutting fixtures of rock, there are two horned devils. Make sure I got that right. 3 horned devils along the thing, and 2 Aaron Yeses, all very clearly minions of hell. To Tellerik, this may look much more of a formal means of getting to hell, as opposed to being swallowed up like he may have been in Baldur's Gate. The devils pay you little to no mind as you make your way closer. Everybody can go ahead and drop their token on the far right-hand side, please.
Ooh.
As you make your way down the burnt rock way, it crumbling under your feet from just the absolute heat, drying it out, making it brittle and weak, like dry earth during a drought, but solid rock as you make your way. The screams now have a source as 24 incorporeal figures sit on their knees, screaming in agony as the Aaron Yes whip them in whole. You will suffer as you have been deemed worthy of suffering. A deal is a deal, and our master will not renege. And they continue to whip and continue to whip. The sounds screaming, flesh being rendered from their forms. And as the screams grow louder, you see them kind of forming first like a kind of dust devil, a little vortex driving some of the ash and smaller bits of material around. Screams get louder, force gets kind of more forceful. It's much more visible now. and at the foot of the bridge appears an alien form, almost angelic, but without the distinct marks of divinity. The wings are black, the feathers appear rotted, scar over the eyes, and a bandana. Welcome. Do you wish to join my flock of the damned? For I am to shepherd them to their eternal resting place. If you would like, any good shepherd adopts the loneliest of sheep. Fall in line with the flock, or be destroyed like those who wander. And with that, we will end it for the night, just as you guys get to hell.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
That was too easy.
It was.
I'll still take it.
Summer hit him.
All right, so that was our first episode of our two-part journey to hell. The players just upon the gates thereof. 24 damned souls, the shepherd of the damned, and some devils doing devil stuff. Yeah. What everybody think? Is that cool? We good? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That was awesome.
Sorry we ruined another one of your carefully planned fights, Manny.
It's fine. I've been waiting for almost a year and I'm glad it got to be Dave. You know, gets to come in here and be like, ha ha, wait a year for this. If I did it earlier, we wouldn't have talked. So, all right. I guess, I don't know if you're really my muse in this. I think it's probably incorrect term given this context. But, Summer, this is all for you, or at least this half. The other half is for me, so fuck you. You got your story. Leave you alone. What'd you think? You good? Everybody in hell? We suffering? It's hot. Next week, turn the heat on in your house really high. I want like flop sweat on screen. Like, fuck, it's hot. It's role play, son. Get used to it.
That would cost me a fortune. Do you have any idea how cold it is here right now?
Method role playing.
Wow, man, that sweat was very convincing. What'd you do? I turned my heat up to 87. I won't have internet next month because my electric bill is $800, so I hope it was worth it.
Heat or internet, pick one.
Yeah.
I'll freeze.
No, I'll pay an outrageous cell phone bill, or I'll like get some alligator clips to my neighbors. Shit, I'm not being cold, man.
If I have to pick between heat and internet, I will snuggle up with my fucking heated blanket for the rest of eternity. I need the internet.
I live in the southeast U.S., so when I talk about being cold, I'm mostly being a martyr. It is currently 53 degrees at 10 p.m., so, let's take it with a grain of salt. I am wearing a sweatshirt, though. It's cold in my house.
Man, it's 27 degrees out right now.
That's awful. If it
My
ever
window's open.
Here.
If it ever got to 27 where I lived, bro, the South would burn like Sherman came through again. Like, people would freak the fuck out if it ever got that cold here. It snowed once and people just lost it. Like, the city shut down. It snowed for like 2 hours. And everybody's like, nope, fuck it, I'm not going to work till Thursday. Bro, it's Sunday. Yeah, who knows? All right, anyway, my math fried ADD brain's going nuts. So yeah, that was part one of our two-part series finale to One Shot Wednesdays. A deal is a deal. You have seen, these are some of my absolute favorite people. I've met them either on this channel or on others. So to do this for them was a big deal for me. As great as their characters have been, including Mr. Banish the Boss, as great players as they are, they're even better people behind them. So we're going to give them a little minute to talk about themselves. And then we'll do a little schedule business, and then we will get the hell out of here because I got to work a 16-hour day tomorrow. What? All right. Let us start with our guest of honor, Miss Summer. tell us a little bit about yourself, and I hope you had a good time tonight. Thank you so much for coming out of retirement to join us.
Retirement, is that what people are calling grad school these days? As Manny said earlier, I'm a grad student, and occasionally take breaks from writing and reading to do fun stuff, very occasionally. And Manny, you've been talking about this for months, since the summer, I think.
It first got I didn't know I was going to bring you out of like retirement until like October. No, I don't know. Everything's gone by so quickly. It's probably like early fall when we tried to set this up, or at least we got it that I would know that if I did a level 20 that you would come and play in it, and then we waited for some things, so scheduling. But yeah, this thing's been 3 months in the works. Welcome to running a Twitch channel.
Well, yes, and you asked when I'm available. I'm like, so December?
Yeah, done. That's when I was like, we're doing this for the series finale.
Yeah, and my husband and I occasionally get to play D&D together and nerd out. And as I'm planning things, apparently Raz has joined my like constantly helping me team because I just randomly like, oh yeah, so Raz says you need to do this. So
he basically built me a character, so yeah, I feel you. I know that feeling. So what the fuck does this do? Just trust me, man, it's awesome. I know it's awesome. You built it, but what the fuck does it do? Everything. Oh, cool.
Everything you want, buddy.
Yeah.
About accurate.
You were my own mysterious cleric way back when. I just worry about when it comes time to pay the bill. Summer, thank you. Like I said, I know you're kicking ass at school, and I don't really want to distract you from that, but I'm glad you got to come out, and I hope you had a good time tonight. Awesome. Nick.
Hey, yeah, I am Summer's husband, and I have we picked up on D&D last year, and with my brother-in-law's campaign, and at the beginning of this year, I decided to jump hard into this D&D thing, and one of my earliest look for group finds was your little channel, and getting to play in your Candlekeep mystery, and ever since then, I've been coming back for more and more. You weave a great story, you write a great story. Yeah, everything about the mood and everything is it just keeps us coming back. And your channel's where I met Raz, and we've been min-maxing together ever since. And yeah, I'm really glad to be able to have the privilege to play in so many of your games. Yeah, it's Wednesdays I have basically set aside because I know there's always the chance that you might need an extra person in your game, and I'm like, well, I want to be there, and I know if I can't, Raz will be there. But yeah, it's I've finally found a job, and I do have to wake up super early, so I can't stay up as late as I'd like to, being able to play. But I still wouldn't miss your stream.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, and we'll get to keep doing this starting in January. Awesome. Thanks for coming, man. Like I said, I know that you probably helped me like pry Summer out of her books, and so she could come and do this, and I'm glad you did. So thank you. Mr. Character Builder. Hey, on the positive note, all you did was big numbers. Like, you didn't really break anything today. I don't know if that's something you would celebrate, or are you just kind of like downtrodden and be like, I just did big fucking numbers, whatever.
No, I kept it simple this time, man. Rogue, big stab.
Casting stab at 20th level. That's some extra D6. Raz, tell us about yourself, buddy.
Yeah, so like Nick, I found this channel and this server and everything through Reddit, and it has quickly become my favorite D&D community. Like Nick said, I haven't taken a Wednesday game in as long as I can remember, because I'm either playing here on Wednesday, or there's the chance that you might need me to play, and even just a chance is good enough to leave that day free.
Awesome. Thanks, means a lot.
Glad to be here for the finale. Let One Shot Wednesdays off with a bang before we start our new big project here at the start of next year. Very exciting.
Yeah.
So I definitely wanted to make the most of this opportunity and have a lot of fun this time, because it's the last one for a long time, probably.
A little bit, maybe till at least the summer. They'll be sporadic, but not like as a regular format of the show. As always, buddy, it's great to have you. I can't wait for January. It's gonna be so much fun. Thanks for coming, and thanks for not being the one that broke everything. Hey, you know.
Hey, I can't let you like lump me into the usual suspect. Someone else needs to do it.
And that person tonight was my very good friend Dave, who was like, hey, nice place, be a shame if I fucking wrecked it, smash, just started knocking all the vases over. Hey man, nice place, thanks for, I was like, it's great to finally be here, it's been so long, smash. Like I said, Dave and I played together. He's one of the few people up until tonight where it has never been one of us being a dungeon master and one of us being a player. We were both players in our good friend Scott's campaign on Monday nights on the Wily Hobbit Twitch channel. And finally, through fate and the planets aligning, maybe even the lower planes aligning, you finally made your way here, sir, and I'm so glad you did. And if anybody was going to break it tonight, I would rather have been you than these other people who would just add another broken narrative to their bed frame, being like, yep, broke that one too, what? Dave, go ahead and tell us about yourself.
I'm Dave Hey Wilson on the social medias. As Manny mentioned, I do play another game on a streaming channel, the Wily Hobbit channel, Monday nights. That's where Manny and I first met a long time ago, well over a year ago at this point.
Yeah.
And it's been a trip. I've been watching the channel on and off as I can, the GrowedUpGeek channel as well. And when the fates aligned, as it were, I poked at Manny and said, "Hey, you still running stuff on Wednesdays?" And he said, "Yeah, I've got this, and this, and we've got an opening here." Like, done deal.
I had to have you. You know, the window of opportunity is closing, and if I was going to get you on this one, at least I get you 2 weeks in a row. So that seemed like an easy deal while we're doing this. A deal is a deal kind of theme.
Yeah, and that's good. Well, I'm glad to be here. I knew that what I was going to do when you had a try to devil on the prime material plane was going to be a rather quick and easy, unless you actually rolled that 20. So.
Yeah, obviously looking back on it, that's, you know, the sliding doors moment, at least of this part. If not, it could have gotten a little chaotic. I don't think anybody's really in bad shape. Lupon's probably a little damaged, but I literally think that's it, right?
I think you've done 40 points of damage to us.
Okay.
Maybe a bit more.
Something like that. And that's all of you collectively, all of them to him.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
So, anyway, I apologize for preempting or if I'm wrecking anyone else's fun, but I've got the spell. This is what I brought it for.
It's what they do on Wednesday nights. You fit right in without even knowing it. when in Rome, oh, this is Rome? This is what we do here? Oh, this is just what I was going to do on my own. Cool. Good to know. Social norms.
Yes. I am the cat on a table full of glasses right at the edge.
Yeah.
That hits home.
Dave, like I said, it's been too long that we finally got you on the channel. I'm glad to have had you. Thank you for coming out tonight, and hopefully you've seen the kind of stress that I have to deal with on Wednesday nights. So there's a little bit of empathy, even though you were the one that broke it tonight. But we won't mention that. That's cool.
I will say this. I
petty.
appreciate the narrative that you've built out of this. Like, I was really wondering where you were going to go with that questionnaire that you gave us. And that took a turn I did not expect, and I found it really amusing and well worth the price of admission. And
the payoff is yet still to come. We'll see how everybody feels when it does. So, like I said, this has been an absolute joy. Today was a lot of fun. Level 20 gets kind of crazy. Combat's a little crazy. The slip was a little slow. Hopefully, it was all worth it to everybody who watched tonight. Thank you so very much. Of course, to everybody who played with us tonight, thank you. Being a dungeon master is like one of the things I love the most, and I love doing it for people whose company I enjoy and who also enjoy it. And I could not have gotten luckier with a group such as yourselves. Join us next Tuesday for episode 5. of Eberron Tranquility's Twilight, our new persistent long-term campaign on Tuesday nights. And then next week, join us for the final hurrah, the tentative series finale of One Shot Wednesdays, as we bring you the second half of A Deal is a Deal, where, given the party's current trajectory, they are on their way to hell. And then we're going to take a couple weeks off on Wednesday, and then we will be back on Wednesday, January 12th, which is the exact 1 year anniversary of our first stream on the channel. And for our first birthday, I'm giving the gift of a high-level dungeon theme or dragon themed campaign for some of my favorite people, and I can't wait for that. Once again, to everybody who watched, thank you so much. To my players, once again, I appreciate you more than I can say. Thank you. That's going to be it for us. We will see you either Tuesday or Wednesday night next week. Thank you for watching, and good night.
Night.
Bye.